Hi, everyone. Welcome to your April 1st through the 7th reading. April is full of lots of activity, astrologically speaking. So we'll get into that more as the month goes on. This week, I'm primarily focusing on Mercury retrograde. We are in the waning cycle of the moon. So we're between the full moon and the new moon. We just had the full moon in Libra in on March 25th. And then we have the new moon eclipse that everyone's talking about on April 8th. And where I live in Northeast Ohio, we are in the line of totality. So it's going to be something wild for us. We are already preparing. So it should be exciting. But we'll talk about that next week. This week, I want to focus on Mercury retrograde because that happens today, starts today, goes through the 25th. So if you would like to book your own personal Mercury retrograde reading to find out what's coming up for you specifically, you can email me, willowtreeheals@gmail.com, or you can book through my link below. It's Calendly. If you would like the virtual option because that's just your preference or you're not local to me in Northeast Ohio, just select the virtual option. You can do 30 minutes, 45 minutes, or an hour. And I can also record it if that's easier for you. If we're in totally different time zones and it doesn't work out, or if our schedules just don't align, I am happy to do a recorded reading as well. The price is the same whether it's in person or it's virtual. So just letting you know, you've got options. So let's get into it. What's going on this week, especially with Mercury going retrograde? It's in 27 degrees of Aries. We are in Aries sun season right now. Yay. Mercury is the planet of communication and transportation. So it gets kind of a bad rap. I'm going to stop shuffling for a second and kind of explain this to you. So Mercury gets kind of a bad rap because it does rule communication and transportation. So we often think of it as, oh no, we're going to have arguments, or I'm going to send the email to the wrong person. And that kind of thing can happen. Technology can get wonky, but honestly, technology can get wonky anytime. So it's not Mercury's fault all the time. With communication, just make sure that you're crossing your T's and dotting your I's, as the saying goes. You can certainly misspeak. It can happen. But honestly, it can happen anytime, right? It's just right now, the energy is a little more amplified. So double checking things. Don't sign anything until you've asked every single question, maybe had another set of eyes on it. It doesn't mean that you can't buy a car, that you can't enter a relationship, that you can't start a new job. What it means is just make sure that you're absolutely clear. If you're buying a car, make sure that you know what the warranty is, that you understand if you're financing it, the percentage rate, etc. What's covered, what isn't. Get the Carfax report, see if it's been in an accident, all the things. If you're starting a new job, just make sure you understand paid time off, exactly what duties are there. Maybe you can even negotiate right now. So see, it's not all bad. Find Mercury in your chart. See what sign it's in, because you have all the signs in your chart. So see what sign it's in and what house it's in. That gets really convoluted pretty quickly. So I'm not an astrologer and I don't play one on TV. So make sure that you are checking with a trusted astrologer, or I like to follow Yasmin Boland. She's wonderful. I've learned a lot about moon stuff and manifesting and whatnot. She is an astrologer. She's very famous Hay House author. So check her out. So find Mercury in your chart. It'll tell you what kind of listener you are, what kind of talker you are, the way you think, the way that you express yourself in writing, email, text, etc. It's just how you express yourself. Mercury retrograde is really great for all of the re's. Review, revise, even rejuvenate. Take some time for self-care right now. A do-over, a redo, reunions. Yes, that can happen. Yes, it can be romantic, but it can also be friends, old friends coming back. Um, Maybe there's something, a dynamic in your family that needs to be revisited. Or maybe you are literally having a family reunion right now, and it can take any kind of form. So just know that that happens too. Yes, it can happen in love. You get a second chance, or even with your current partner. Maybe you guys have been having some tension right now, and it's a good idea to revisit. You can even renew your vows, whatever makes you happy, whatever fits for you. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. And like I said earlier, we're in Aries sun season right now. Aries is a self starter, very passionate. It's a fire sign, so it's fiery. It's really fast and bold. So everything has light and shadow, it has two sides. So those are really good things, but they can also not be so great. So in order to cut down on the confusion and enhance more of like the second chance energy, get clear on what's been confusing you and start over. You can also slow down. Life is a marathon, not a sprint. So think first and then speak or take action. Um, there's a difference between reacting and responding. If you follow me on Facebook, I just did a live last week. If you don't follow me, link is below. You can follow me, Willow Tree Healing 1111 on Facebook and Instagram. You can see the video there. How I talked about reaction versus response. They are not the same thing. A reaction is that knee jerk, that whoa, and that's kind of a shadow side of Aries. Um, and then there's conversely the response. So a response is take a step back, take a deep breath, and then choose how you want to move forward. So take that energy with this Mercury retrograde. I'll be talking about it over the next few weeks, but right now I just really want to focus on it for this week because it's the most major thing happening astrologically. Yes, Venus is entering Aries later this week, and there's some conjunctions with Jupiter and other stuff going on. So I don't want to get too convoluted right now. I'm going to do a general reading for everybody, what we can look for this week, especially considering Mercury retrograde, what it's bringing up to have us reevaluate. And then I will pull a card for each zodiac sign that will go a little more in depth. So check out your sun sign, your rising sign, your moon. You can look at your Venus, since Venus is changing signs. And I'll do a North Node. North Node is your purpose in this life, what you're here to learn, what you're here to do. It's like your North Star. It's that guiding force for you. We have a lot of reversals here. Do not panic. Do not panic. So I have the Steampunk Tarot here as our general, and then I'm going to clarify with the Light Seers Tarot. So the overall energy, all of these cards flipped. If you couldn't see your screen or weren't watching, you're just listening. Hi, thanks. The Four of Wands in reverse, that's about some feeling ungrounded, a little bit of instability, and that's okay. That actually makes a lot of sense with Mercury retrograde. We can feel a little, whoa, a little wonky. And the Three of Pentacles in reverse. So it's about seeing the forest for the trees. Three of Pentacles, when it's upright, is about teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work. But in reverse, the Three of Pentacles can mean a lot of different things. But I'm feeling in this particular instance, this is about not so much seeking outside guidance, but listening to your own intuition. Like, okay, thank you for your opinion. I'm going to do what's right for me. And that could be the reason that you're feeling a little shaken, a little ungrounded. Maybe you're going against the grain here. We'll see what comes out. The only card that is upright is the Two of Cups, which is really lovely. This is soulmate energy, and it doesn't have to be romantic. We have soulmates of various kinds. They can show up as teachers and mentors. They can be best friends. They can be siblings. Take it how it resonates for you. But this is about partnership. So maybe it's not so much like teamwork. It's more of an intimate, it can be a counselor or a therapist. It could be your faith leader. It could be me. Hi. So taking control of what's going on in your own life and seeing it through your own lens and doing what is best for you, but also finding some trusted advisor, someone, maybe your sister gives really great advice. Maybe she's the person you always go to, whatever it is for you. Here in the middle of the reading, we've got the Four of Pentacles in reverse. So being careful not to be too stingy and too greedy. When you look at it upright, it looks like a piggy bank. So in reverse, again, the cards have many meanings in many different forms. I'm just picking up what I feel intuitively and what the cards around it are telling me. So with this Four of Pentacles right here in reverse, be careful about overspending, but also not being too tight-fisted. If you're giving to worthy causes or if you're saving for something, especially with Mercury retrograde, be careful, like I said earlier with the car example, just making sure that you're really clear on the mission of that particular organization, or that it really aligns with your mission, your goals, your views. The sun in reverse. Okay, so that's like womp womp. So when the sun is upright, it is literally the happiest card in the deck. Major Arcana for Leo. And when it's in reverse, it doesn't mean necessarily that there's anything bad that's going to happen. It's more like you're finding out what didn't make you happy so that you can turn that around, turn yourself around. So again, this whole like going off on your own and doing your thing with a trusted advisor and following your heart too. And the Nine of Cups in reverse. Yeah, you're definitely finding out that things are not working out the way that you had hoped. So you're taking this more reevaluation, reviewing energy here. Let's get some clarifying cards. Ooh, okay. The Six of Swords in reverse, and there's the Knight of Pentacles again in reverse. So Knight of Pentacles twice out here in reverse. I'm not surprised to see the reverse energy here with Mercury retrograde. The Six of Swords in reverse means don't act too hastily. So taking that Aries energy and not, no, let me put it this way, looking before you leap. Just because something sounds good and or you're really hating your job and you're like, I just want to quit. Look before you leap. Make sure you have a safety net. You've got something else planned before, or you have a couple of months of resources just in case it takes a while to find a new position or to get your business up and running or whatever this is for you. Don't be so hasty. Calm down. It's a marathon, not a sprint. It might be really tempting to just bolt, but don't do that, especially with this ungrounded energy with the Four of Wands in reverse, because it's not going to work out very well. It's not going to work out. Nine of Pentacles is also about when it's upright, how you're reaping what you've sown. You've worked really hard to get there. So don't throw all that out just because of a momentary upset. That's a shadow side of Aries energy too. Being a little harsh, a little brash. What else, Spirit? One or two is fine. The whole half a deck, that's user error. Okay, well, there's that. So we've got the Ace of... I promise you I shuffled these. And they flew out, so this is how it is. The Ace of Swords in reverse, the Ten of Cups in reverse, the Page of Pentacles in reverse, and the Hermit in reverse. So to me, what this is saying is, again, really put some thought into it, because if you act too rashly, you're not going to be happy. It's not going to work out how you want it to. Take some time, do the reevaluate. The Page of Pentacles is the ultimate student. So really think about, maybe you haven't learned everything you're supposed to learn, or maybe you're not quite ready. It's like trying to graduate in the middle of the semester. It's not going to work. well, it's not going to work as well. If you quit halfway through, you're not going to have the opportunity to learn all of the things that you want to learn. It's really easy to give up. This is the perseverance card to me, the Hermit. Going within, taking a look around, maybe doing some inner child healing and seeing what's going to come up for you. If you'd like to know how to do that, you want an inner child healing reading, again, links below, or you can contact me directly. With the Hermit in reverse, when it's upright, it's about finding yourself and coming and being a light unto the world, and shining your light so that others can follow your example. When it's in reverse, again, it's like you're still shining your light. You're still doing your thing. You're still helping others, whether you are active about it or not. But you're not done yet. You're not done yet. You're not quite ready to come out and be the teacher. You're still being invited to be the student. One more round. So it's like hold your ground here. Hold on. Reevaluate. Take this time, this Mercury retrograde, it's a great time to go within and really reevaluate and look and get clear about, what do I want my life to look like? More importantly, what do I want my life to feel like? It's the feeling. Mike Dooley talks about that. I'm a certified infinite possibilities trainer. What that means is, oh, look, upright cards. What that means is it's manifesting. There are infinite possibilities. We don't want to limit the universe. Christian religion calls it putting God in a box. And I'm not here to preach religion, believe me. Omni-religion. I believe all light-based religions have their own good points. So anyway, that being said, the infinite possibilities is about how you can manifest the life of your dreams. And the biggest point is not so much what does it look like, as much as it's how does it feel? What am I really looking for? Time and financial freedom. Being an entrepreneur, being my own boss. My dad said it all the time when he was a boss. And he even says it now still. I couldn't fathom working for someone else because I wanted to do things, as Frank Sinatra said, my way. So if that's resonating for you, wonderful. Take the time to really think about, what do I want to feel? How do I want to feel? What does my life look like? So with this Two of Swords, so the Knight of Wands in reverse is perfect. Knights are all about action. She's the march to the beat of your own drum card for me. And that advice is still present, even though she's in reverse. It's more of a, whoa, Nelly. See the horse? Whoa. Hold on there. Pause. Take this opportunity, this Mercury retrograde, as a time of pause. Take time for yourself this week to really get clear. Two of Swords. What do I want to do? I've got these two things chirping in my ear. I don't really know which way to go here with the blindfold, but you get to decide. That's the beautiful thing. You get to decide. Swords is intellect. It's air energy. It's our thoughts. Beautiful. So I'm going to pull from the Sign of the Times Oracle by Crystal Banner. This is a new deck to me. I absolutely love it. So what signs could you potentially be seeing right now that can guide you on your path? The back of these cards is a little trippy, so hopefully it's not messing with you too much on camera. For everybody watching, what is your guidance this week? What signs could you be seeing? There they go. They're loosening up a little bit here. Palm, destiny. Ooh, that's a little bit of a scary looking palm to me. A little bit ominous, but I'm going to read the guidebook. So it's number 18. If 18 is significant for you, wonderful. Um, 1 and 8 is 9. 9 is nearly completion. Like we're almost there, just a little bit farther. Guidebook. There is power in your palm. What are you passionate about? Have you thought about your purpose? This card is calling your attention back to yourself and your destiny. So what that makes me feel like is in Reiki, I'm a Reiki master. So if you've ever done Reiki, maybe this is your sign to introduce yourself to Reiki, get a Reiki treatment, or start doing Reiki if you feel called to it. And the energy comes from your palms. It's really beautiful. Prepare for fated events and moments that seem out of your control. Very Mercury retrograde. You may notice an increase in coincidences, and things may align in ways that seem to be impossible. These forces are pushing you toward your destiny. You are being nudged to follow your soul's calling. If you don't know what that is yet, take some time to think about what you are drawn to and what you enjoy. Meditate and connect with your higher self for further guidance that lead you to exactly where you are destined. I'm sorry, I just skipped a line. Further guidance. You may experience not so random connections that lead you to exactly where you are destined to be. This card also indicates heightened intuition and spiritual senses. You could be feeling like you are destined for more, but not quite sure what that might look like. Accept that you don't have an explanation for everything and allow the universe to work its magic and guide you. Fate is stepping in and leading you to your next phase. Could also mean an urge to pursue a calling. Significant fated events are occurring. Discovering your purpose. Enhanced spiritual guidance or gifts. Beautiful. So if that resonated for you, perhaps look. Okay, so they say they the experts say to connect with what you wanted to do when you were a child. What were you drawn to? What sorts of things were you interested in? And for kids, the beautiful thing is that they're so open to everything that one minute they want to be a teacher, the next minute they want to be a firefighter, the next minute they want to be a veterinarian, the next minute they want to be an artist. It's beautiful. Try it all. Just give it a try. So if you're trying to figure out what's my purpose, what am I here to do, think about what you did as a child. I'll give you an example of something that's a little less tangible. And it took me into my 30s to understand what my purpose was. As a kid, I always loved helping. Mr. Rogers, his mother said, when there is something scary happening in the world, look for the helpers. Who are the ones that rush? And in my 20s, I reconnected through a strange series of events with my 5th grade reading teacher. And she said, "Oh my gosh, it's so good to see you. You know, what's going on in your life? What's happening?" And I said that I was pregnant with my son at the time. And she said, "You're going to be such a great mom." And I said, "Oh, thank you. I hope so." She said, "No, I know so." Whenever a child would fall down on the playground or get hurt or even emotionally hurt, I'd be the first one to go over and see if they were okay and how I could help. So fast forward to a week ago, I was training somebody and they said to me, "Oh," I said, "Are you okay? Do you need a break? Do you need some water, some food, a hug? How can I help you?" And he looked at me and he said, "Wow, you are really a nurturer, aren't you? This is why you're so good at your job," which I'm a grief counselor by day. And I said, "Oh, yeah, I guess I am." So it's funny how when you're a kid, you might notice things. And I knew that I wanted to be a helper, but I knew I didn't want to be a nurse. There were certain things that I was not okay with seeing or dealing with or hearing or anything like that. And I wanted to be a veterinarian until we had pets of our own and I saw what happens when they get hurt or they have to be put down. I didn't want to do that. I knew I wasn't smart enough to be a doctor. So I tried to figure out what can I do? And I really like teaching, but the older I got, the more I realized I don't want to be a teacher. So how can I incorporate teaching and helping? Oh, Ta-da. So finally in my 30s, I opened myself back up to my gifts that I had shut down as a child because I was told I had an overactive imagination. Isn't that nice? So if you were told anything similar to anything that I just said, it can be, maybe you are here to be a painter. Maybe you bring joy to people through their art, or maybe you volunteer, or it's a job that you help kids or even the elderly. Maybe you go into senior living centers or senior activity centers, something to that effect, and you teach them how to paint. So there you go. Okay, let's move on. Okay. So before we get into the Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus and North Node cards, if you are called to do some inner child healing, I'm going to pull a couple of cards here for Mercury retrograde to see what your inner child might be trying to tell you. Okay. 12. Emotions are the reflection. Look for the deeper meaning. That's beautiful. Number 33. Speak to yourself with kindness. Become aware of how you speak to yourself. Yes, self-talk is very important all the time, but especially during Mercury retrograde, since Mercury controls communication. And number 36. Today is the day. It's time to begin the journey. Gorgeous. I don't know if it's showing up, but there's a rainbow here. A woman with a giraffe. The giraffe is laying down, so that's very interesting. But I see lightning bolts in the background, which reminds me of the Tower card. So there's some change coming in. And it's time to start new, which the rainbow signifies new beginnings. And giraffes are usually, when they stand up, they have that really long neck. It allows them to see the bigger picture. But since it's laying down, maybe it's sheltering from that storm. There's a rainbow after every storm. It's more about focusing on the here and now more than the bigger picture, which is interesting considering that we want the inner child to talk to us. Let's see what the guidebook says. Going back to number 12, 1 and 2, 12 could be significant, or 1 and 2 makes 3. 3 is communication, so there we go. Emotions are the reflection. Look for the deeper meaning. Emotions can often indicate how an event is affecting your inner child. When you experience an unusually intense emotional response to a present situation, it may be a sign that an aspect of your inner child is hurting. Since your inner child can carry many different wounds from childhood into your present moments as an adult, when intense emotions do arise, it is good to take a moment to sit with them and with your hurting inner child. So a journaling prompt: is this current emotion attached to something deeper inside of you? Ask yourself how it feels to understand the deeper meaning of your emotions. That's powerful. And it makes me think of how emotions are a reflection. Right? Retrograde. So it's time to reflect on emotions. How do emotions play out for you in your adulthood? Were you told as a child that big emotions are bad unless they're happy, and to sit down and shut up and be quiet, or fix it yourself? Nobody wants to hear about it. Stop your crying or I'll give you something to cry about. A lot of Gen Xers heard that growing up, huh? So think about that. How has repressing emotions or expressing emotions benefited or hindered you in your relationships? Again, of all kinds. Wow. Okay. 33. 33 is a master number, so it's not usually reduced. But again, 3s are about communication. Speak to yourself with kindness. Become aware of how you speak to yourself, your self-talk. And before I even get into the guidebook, something I often tell people is that the way that you speak to yourself is how you allow others to speak to you. And also, whenever you hear a negative thought, challenge it. Whose voice is that? Because I guarantee it's not yours. It's not yours. It's someone else, probably from your childhood. who said, "You're not good enough." Are you kidding me? You're too stupid to be a doctor. No way. Now, this was my own self-evaluation. I knew. But maybe somebody crushed your dreams. Artists don't make any money. What are you doing? Get a real job. What is it? What fear is holding you back? All right, now I'll get into the guidebook. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. The stories we tell ourselves can create the patterns by which we live. In our daily lives, the words that we choose to speak over ourselves can deeply influence how we think and act. We are often unaware of just how critical our self-talk can be, or how often we engage in it. If you have pulled this card, then it may be time to review your self-talk. So your journaling / meditation, if that's easier for you. Prompt: how do you feel when you speak to yourself in love and kindness? How does your inner child feel when they hear these words? Try writing down how you feel at the beginning of the week and at the end of the week. Do you notice a difference after completing this practice? Oh, all right. You're going to get homework. I don't know if you knew that, but I often give homework. Today is the day, number 36. Again, 3 and 6, 9, all the threes right here. Interesting. Today is the day. It is time to begin the journey. And another thing that just got channeled to me before I get into the guidebook, sheltering from the storm. So your inner child are, if you're afraid to just start, that's Aries. If you're afraid to start, what's holding you back? Are you sheltering from a storm? My inner child, I did some healing several years ago, and I continue it today because it still affects me. But now I can talk about it without feeling fear, without my voice shaking, and without crying most of the time. Is that when I was a small child, I don't really remember how old I was. I just know how small I was to be able to fit under a desk, and that I could curl up into a ball and fit under this desk because I was so afraid. I was sheltering from a proverbial storm in the household, and I called my grandfather. My grandma answered the phone, and I told her what was going on, and she called my grandfather over and said, "This is what's going on." And he drove across town and showed up. Yeah, my grandpa was my person. So then I'm able to channel that energy. When grandpa got there, I was afraid. I was in trouble, but I knew that my grandpa was there and he was my person. So I knew that I was safe. So who or what makes you feel safe while you're sheltering from the storm that would say, offer a hand and say, "It's okay. Come on out. Come on out." Today is the day. It's time to begin the journey. It can seem overwhelming when you look toward the finish line of a journey that you have not yet begun and see how long it will take you to reach the end. Marathon, not a sprint, remember? But the finish line is not always where your attention belongs. It belongs in the space right in front of you. The journey begins with one step and continues with the next, and then the next, and the next, until one day you will have arrived. If you have pulled this card, then it might be time to do what you have been putting off. So journal / meditation prompt. How does it feel to start your new adventure today? Take some time to list all of the wonderful things that will come to you in this new journey. There is much to look forward to. So back to what I said, who or what makes you feel safe enough to take that first step? Every step is a step towards your goal. And it's not always about that end goal. Life is a journey. It's about the in-between. The start and the in between the start and the finish. Beautiful. Okay. So hopefully that helped you in some way and resonated for you. And now I'll get on to the Enchanted Map Oracle. This is going to be your directions, how to navigate this Mercury retrograde, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node. I like to shuffle on camera so no one can accuse me of stacking the decks. Sorry if it's loud if you're wearing earbuds. I usually have a tablecloth, but my familiar decided that he was going to lay on it. So it's currently being washed. All right, Aries, we're going to start with you since we're in your birthday season. And Mercury is in retrograde in Aries. And the new moon eclipse will be in Aries. So there's a lot of Aries energy right now. Ooh, too many. One or two is fine. Whole deck, not so much. Number 51, Moonlight. Oh, that's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Moonlight. Let's see if I can get it to show up. So she's got some fairy wings. It's number 51. 5 and 1 is 6. There's an owl up here. Beautiful. Beautiful card. And that sand in the hourglass is about half and half. Yeah, it's about half and half. So 51, Moonlight. Your intuition allows you to see beyond the mundane, the logical, and analytical. Follow it. So it's not always about following your heart, or it is about following your heart. It's not always about making logical sense of something. It's like, I can't explain it. I just know that I feel it. The moon beckons. Come and trust your intuition to lead you to places that may not seem logical. Yep, what did I just say? Your hunches will be right on target. Resist second-guessing yourself, for your alternative perception is especially sharp right now. Your alternative perception is your intuition, your spidey senses, as I call them. You can see beyond the surface of things and truly read between the lines. This is a good time to use oracle cards or other systems of divination to gain information. Remember that the language of intuition is symbolic. So, sign of the times. What signs are coming out for you right now? Pay attention to those signs. See what repeating numbers or animals, words. You might keep hearing a certain song over and over and over that's not in the top 40. Or you might turn on a radio station that you don't necessarily always listen to, and you hear something that is the answer to your question. Lots of different ways that can manifest for you. All right, Aries. Gemini. No. Taurus. Taurus. Sorry, Taurus. Didn't mean to skip you. Taurus. Sacred Pool in reverse, number 47. I'll show it to you upright. Hopefully it translates on camera there. The Sacred Pool. It's really beautiful. Number 47. The Sacred Pool. The world is a reflection of your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. Embody the love you wish to see in the world. When you look in the mirror, do you like what you see? This card asks that you focus on self-love and self-esteem. It can be difficult to overcome denial when there's a reward for staying where you are. If you can't accept and love yourself, you remain trapped, wearing a false mask of victimhood. The benefit of embracing denial and the victim's mask is that you never have to take a real risk. Dimming your light serves no one. Turning away from the truth reflected in the stillness of the sacred pool keeps you in denial, doing the same thing over and over again. Such vain efforts lead to a tedious, boring existence. Take the risk and shine your beautiful light into the world. Look in the mirror and see the truth. Surrender the need to self-sabotage. Woo, Taurus. It's a little bit of a little bit of a big sister there. Step into your magical life. Take a leap of faith. Oh, that's beautiful. Taurus. Woo. All right. Now, Gemini. Almost. I either go until something pops out or I hear stop. Okay. I'm back in. Probably because it's this one. Number 46 in reverse, coming apart. Ooh. Well, that's a very Gemini card. Look at that. I hope it's turning up for you. So we've got two faces and two people sitting back to back and kind of going the opposite direction. So I guess that's apropos for Gemini. All right. Coming apart. Now is the time to take separate paths. A situation is unraveling, and your best plans are leading you to a tricky maze. Made me think of man plans and the universe laughs. Your challenge is to separate out the elements of this puzzle to get a better perspective on what happened. You may have lingered too long in a place where you didn't belong anymore, seduced by a temporary solution. Or, let me add, could also be that you were afraid. You were afraid to move. And that's okay. Recognize that, where the fear comes from, so that you can get past it. And it's better if you're the one that takes the steps to move forward, move on, move past those blocks rather than the universe shoving you. It's a bit less fun. If you've never heard my diving board example, that's it. Basically, I was a small child taking swim lessons at the YMCA where I grew up. And there were two lovely older ladies in the water, like, come on, it's okay. It's okay. I'm going into the deep end. I know I'm going to be in over my head. I'm not afraid of water. I'm afraid of heights. And they said, we'll catch you. Everything will be fine. It's okay. So I took a deep breath. I'm like, I'm going to go on 3. And I got 1, 2, and I got shoved by an old biddy behind me that apparently I wasn't moving fast enough. And she thought that would be the good idea. It wasn't. So that's my diving board example. The universe will shove you. And it's a lot less fun than if you can do it yourself. So as you untangle yourself, it's important to maintain a sense of humor. Don't fret. You'll learn something valuable that you'll need later when faced with a more dangerous situation. Breathe. Know that you are loved. So it's a sign to put an end to what's no longer working for you. If something's broken and it can't be fixed, let it go. Wow. All right. Cancer. Hey, Cancer. Or as Yasmin Bolin calls you, Moonchild, since you're ruled by the moon. My North Node is in Cancer. I understood a lot more about myself once I realized that. Such lovely energy. Ah, look at you. Sacred Pool in reverse, just like Taurus. So this is about taking a leap of faith. If you're denying the truth to yourself, stop it. Go back and watch Taurus for the full picture if you didn't already. Leo, the lovely lions. All right, Leo. Making a choice in reverse, number 30. So here it is upright. There are 2 doors. They both look equally lovely. One's a garden and one looks like the cosmos. And there's a path and you're about to choose. So this might be another diving board example. Let's see, it's number 30. You are required to come to a decision now. You are faced with a dilemma and fork in the road and must make a conscious choice regarding the next action. Whatever that choice is, you must take responsibility for it. But don't be afraid. This is not the time to abdicate responsibility for your life. You gotta take responsibility. Letting others choose for you doesn't make things easier. So if you're like, I'm just gonna stand here and wait for the universe to shove me, you might be waiting for a while, because this is one of those times that the universe says, it's up to you. We're just gonna wait here with you. The universe is very patient because it has no concept of time, not in the way that we do. Don't compromise because you're afraid of facing the consequences of your choices. Even if you've opted for a difficult path, you can always make another choice in the future. And this is another thing I tell my clients. If there is no such thing as failure, if you don't make a choice, that's the only failure, is to not do it at all out of fear. So either it's a huge success or it's a lesson. There's no wrong answer here. It just is. There's a great power in reclaiming your ability to choose. No one can take that away from you. You have free will, no matter what. Don't give your power away. If you're willing to be rigorously honest with yourself about your motives behind your choices, you may see the need to change things. So reflect. Why do I do the things that I do? Why do I make the changes or make the decisions that I make? What are my patterns, and therefore what needs to change? You can change course and choose another route. Just be willing to clean up what you've left behind. So courage, you guys. Courage for Leo. Beautiful. All right. Virgo. Beautiful Virgos. Alexa, skip. I forgot I had a meditation going and it started chiming in, so I don't want any copyright infringement claims. All right. Virgo. Virgo. Alexa, stop. I thought I said that. Maybe I said skip. Number 27, home. Oh, what a beautiful card. Virgo, you're an earth sign, and this is the most earthy card I think I have ever seen. It's a tree. Oh my gosh, I've seen this before, but not because of this deck. I did a meditation several years ago where I found my home in a tree, hence Willow Tree Healing. And I love willows. Oh my gosh. And there's a K there. There's a clock. There's an owl. There's a little fairy there having a rest. Another one who's just hanging out. All kinds of stuff going on here, but there's a door. Home. Oh, that's beautiful. Woo, Virgo. All right, home. You are comfortable in your own skin. You belong. So maybe some sacral chakra healing here. If you've been feeling ungrounded, unrooted, if you don't feel like it's safe to be here, if you feel like you don't belong, do some sacral chakra. That's your base chakra. It's red. It's at the bottom of your spine. Peace, security, safety, belonging, and all the features one would want from a home are indicated now. It's also very earth sign. It's very Virgo. The home card represents an invitation to experience what it's like to be secure in your own skin, to live comfortably no matter what is happening in the world around you. It is a time for opening your eyes to your tribe of like-minded people, or one special person who makes you feel like you've come home. Yeah, home doesn't always have to be a place. It can be a person as well. It's a feeling. Home is wherever you go. It's a house until you make it a home. Home is love, and love is all around you now. Whatever your inquiry, you are where you're meant to be and will reap great benefits by staying on this path, no matter where it leads. Home will always be with you. It's where the heart is. Beautiful. Lovely, Virgo. Finding your home, or what does home mean to you? Lovely. Libra. I'm a Libra moon. Libras seek balance. Libra. Alrighty. Number 38. Heal the ouch. There's a little trash panda here, a raccoon, and a nurse's hat. So cute. With a little fox with one of those old-timey ice bags on his head. He's like checking out the lymph nodes. It's so cute. So cute. Okay. 38. Heal the ouch. So this Mercury retrograde. Heal the ouch. Forgiveness is the healer of the soul. Woo! Yes, because forgiveness is a gift that you give yourself. It has nothing to do with the other person. That's where the completion letter is beautiful, because it's about forgiving. It's about knowing that the other person might not always say that they're sorry, and that's okay. It's that radical acceptance, radical forgiveness of it doesn't matter, because I'm taking back my power. I refuse to let it hurt me anymore. Heal the ouch. I don't even know if I need to read the guidebook, but I will. This is a time for great soothing of the heart, body, soul, and mind, as this card indicates that healing will be prevalent in your life now. If you feel drawn to study a healing art, there's that palm with the Reiki, or even massotherapy or craniosacral stuff, take it how it resonates. If you feel drawn to study the healing arts, you'll be successful in developing your natural capacity to restore others to wellness. However, the message may be that you're being called to change your behaviors in order to heal the earth. Oh, like a cruelty-free diet. Perhaps you'll pay more attention to how much water or electricity you use, recycling, etc. You're asked to be conscious of your footprint on the sacred earth, that all life, and to commit to the healing path. Ooh. May also be an indicator of old wounds and broken bonds being mended. Reconciliations are possible now. Let bygones be bygones. All right. Oof, Libra. All right. Scorpio. Wow. Okay. Hold, please. That fell. Ride the wave, number 14. How appropriate for a water sign. There's 2 dolphins here and a little fairy up there. Riding the wave. This is about going with the flow. Right now, success is easy and effortless. Well, we should all be so fortunate, Scorpio. You can be assured that you're entering a time when you can ride the wave of abundance. The tide has turned and you can put your surfing skills to the test. Everything that you know, all your talents, coupled with your hopes and dreams, will carry you forward. People and circumstances have come out of the ocean of potential and possibility to take shape in a wave of spectacular activity. Know that you are definitely on the right path. Well, must be nice. How's it feel to be the universe's favorite there, Scorpio? No, this is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So, this is a time of, again, with Mercury retrograde, you don't necessarily have to act. Things will just happen for you. Again, how does it feel to be the universe's favorite? So, ride the wave. Just let it be. Go with the flow. As opportunities come, let them come to you, and just like chill. Nice. Sag. I would have expected that for you, but here we are. Sagittarius. Hello, hello. What's happening, beautiful Saggies? Tell me in the comments. Share your story with us if you feel so inclined. What's going on? How does this resonate for you? What advice do you have to other viewers? A candle is never dimmed by lighting another candle. It just brightens the room. I'm sure someone way more eloquent than me said something similar, but there you go. There's my quote of the day. Number 41, unexpected visitors. Sag, what's going on? Who's coming to see you? With Mercury retrograde, there's always that chance, right? Reunions, revisits. Take it how it resonates. All right. If you expect the unexpected, you'll be prepared for miracles. Lovely. Detours, surprises, and paradigm shifts. Oh my. Expect the unexpected. No matter how detailed your plans are and how clear you believe the road ahead to be, there are times when the best plans are waylaid by unforeseen circumstances. Yeah, sometimes the bridge is out. Ooh, no, bad. Sometimes, sorry, that was really insensitive. So there's that think before you speak. Sometimes there's construction or the road doesn't exist anymore. So you have to reroute to get to your destination. So follow the detours. They may seem inconvenient, but a surprise turn of events signals that the adventure of life is beginning to get interesting. No one can plan for synchronicity, for fate and destiny to meet, except Spirit, who knows that you can't what you can't comprehend for now. Life is full of surprises, so stay on your toes and enjoy this exciting new adventure you weren't expecting. There's a plan for your life that may not match up with your agenda. Mm-hmm. So be open to all of the infinite possibilities, Sag, that life can bring to you right now. And you might also literally be getting some unexpected visitors, for better or for worse. Hopefully it's for the better. Capricorn. Capricorn. All right. What's your advice for this Mercury retrograde? We'll keep checking in each week. Don't worry. Right now. Capricorn, I know you guys are planners. Sacred Pool in reversed once again, number 47. So Taurus and Cancer got this card, and it's about, are you denying the truth, your reflection? Are you refusing to see something? Because it's an inconvenient truth. So there you go. Go back and watch Tauruses if you didn't already. Aquarius. Almost there. Aquarius. Sad Embrace, number 45, but it's in reverse. This poor little fairy. She's rather blue. Number 45. There's a cemetery in Cleveland, Ohio. I can't remember the name of it right now. I think it's Lakefront, Lakewood, Lakeview, something. It's up in Cleveland, which is on Lake Erie. If you Google image search the crying angel or the grief angel, you'll see it. This is exactly what that card reminds me of. It's the most beautiful statue I've ever seen in my life, other than Winged Victory at the Louvre. Very different energy. But it's an incredible image. Google it. Are you suffering over your feeling? Are you suffering over your suffering? Do you feel that life has treated you unfairly and what you've been robbed or deprived of, what you're entitled to? Do you long for a love that eludes you or a success that has been bestowed upon others? Careful jealousy. Righteous anger and a sense of entitlement lead to a trap of ego. Your suffering and loss will pass if you let them. If you hold on to your perception of unfairness, then you'll find yourself in its tight grip, unable to breathe freely. The only solution is to drop your victim stance and embrace the sadness so that it may dissipate naturally in time. Trials and tribulations build character, which is its own gift. I'm going to stop. One of my least favorite terms is, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Okay, yeah, but sometimes I don't feel stronger for it. Especially when you're in it, you might not feel that whole. It'll make you stronger. But life's lessons sometimes they give us battle scars. That's the 9 of Wands energy. It gives us battle scars. And we have a story to tell. Remember, it's either a radical success or it's a lesson. So this is about seeing the blessing in the lessons. That what you're going through is exactly what your soul has planned for you. I know, especially when there are victims of horrific violence or abuse. That's really hard to see. And I'm going to give it the caveat here. And I'm choosing my words very carefully. But this is what I tell people when they come to me for a healing session. You didn't ask to be abused in the way that you were. You didn't ask for those things. What your soul asked for was a lesson of some kind. Maybe it was a lesson in compassion, a lesson in forgiveness, a lesson in strength, a lesson in something. So when you practice that radical forgiveness and you say, you know what? That person did what they did, and it's not because of me. You're taking away its power. You're stepping out of victim mentality of, oh, it's me, it's my fault, I did this, or why did they pick on me? No, 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 no. Your responsibility is in your healing, not to justify, absolutely not, or define what the other person did, but to understand that what they did was their lesson, and how you are responding and taking responsibility for your healing, that's on you. It's a beautiful thing to take back your power. I hope that made sense. Find something to be grateful for and take responsibility for your part in all matters. However painful it may be to sit with your sadness, remember that you are loved and will not be left adrift forever. And that makes me think of the adage, and we say it all the time in grief, that I sat with my anger long enough, she told me her name was grief, or something. Maybe maybe flip that. But have faith, for this too shall pass. And I know that can be a trigger for people, like, this too shall pass. But really, it will. It will. Everything ebbs and flows. You're not a victim. You're traveling a journey. It's okay to be disappointed, but know that someday you'll look back and see great value in this experience. You are the hero of your own story, okay? Woo, Aquarius. Okay. And Pisces, and whoever. You can listen to these, and if something resonates for you, beautiful. Just take it. It doesn't matter. You have the sign in your chart somewhere. You just might not have an active planet or position with it. So take what you will. That, wow. That felt like an everybody, and Aquarius is very collective consciousness minded. So Aquarius, look at you being the bringer forth of messages for everybody. Woo! All right, Pisces. What's up, Pisces? I'm a Pisces sun. Just looking for one. Okay. Compass in reverse, number 50. It's lovely. It's got all of the zodiac. It's the zodiac wheel. Really beautiful. Okay. Compass in reverse, number 50. 50. As long as you orient your compass to true north, the direction of your higher power, you will never be lost. What is your higher power right now? Whatever you constantly focus on long enough becomes your higher power. If you worry about financial insecurity, materialism is your idol. If you obsess over a relationship, that is your God. If you are concerned about your weight or your looks or your status, you've lost your personal power and your way. Nothing but spirit can be your guiding force. You'll never truly find what you seek if these worries and distractions are your constant focus. Surrender and shift your compass. Be still and watch as the needle points to true north. Align yourself and you'll easily find your way back to where you're meant to be. Wow. Wow. Okay, let's think on that for a minute. Keep your compass pointed true north. So if you are focusing on, why are you focusing on money? Do you have a lack mentality? Root chakra. Your safety, your security chakra. That's your center, your energy center. Money alone cannot buy happiness. What is it that you're seeking with money? Is it time and financial freedom? Is it setting your own schedule? Is it being able to be philanthropic with your efforts? That's not saying that you're not allowed to have a designer bag, or you're not allowed to have a really nice vacation with your family. That's an experience that benefits many people. But when you have financial freedom, are you able to help others? How are you able to help others? That needs to be your focus. Like, the money that I have to have everything that I need to feel safe, and also to leave a generous tip, donate to beautiful charities that align with my mission and purpose here on this planet, with my goals and my values. Not just because you want a big fancy house, not just because you want to drive a fancy car. So making sure that you've got it for the right reasons. There's nothing wrong with money. That's not the quote. The quote is not, money is the root of all evil. It's the love of money is the root of evil. So making sure that your values are in alignment with a spiritual path, not just because you want to look good or keep up with the Joneses or do things like that, but because you actually want to help others and yourself at the same time. So where is your compass pointing, Pisces? It's a good reflection. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining me this week. Hopefully this helped. And if you'd like to book your own personal session, remember this was general, so take what resonates. If you want to book your own personal session, the link's below, or you can message me directly. My email's down below as well. Have a great week. Take care.